So the way Hempcrete is being constructed right now, predominantly in the US, is cast on site. That means that Hempcrete is cast into, much like concrete forms, but forms around timber framing on the job site. I believe that there are many deficiencies in that way of using Hempcrete, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I think that this is a superior way of constructing buildings. So with monolithic cast on site structures, the biggest deficiency is the delay in build time. Because when you cast on site, you take the forms off and you have to let the Hempcrete dry out for 6 to 8 weeks. No one likes delays. Not the homeowner, not the project manager. No one wants a delay in the building process. However, there will be delays with cast on site Hempcrete because you're waiting for that Hempcrete to dry out. Because you're pouring a wet product into your walls. You can't finish it too soon because you'll get staining, the tannins will be released from the Hempcrete, and it just won't work out really well. With a pre-cast product like our Z panel, this shows up on the job site ready to be used. So that means that it's pre-dried. We dry it in the manufacturing process. So it is already at the moisture content where it can be plastered, it can be stuccoed, and then you can continue on with your construction process. That is the greatest benefit. Another benefit is that this has consistent density, and consistent density means consistent thermal insulation properties. When you cast on site, depending on who you have tamping, you might have one person who's tamping the Hempcrete really hard. You might have another person who's not tamping it hard enough. You might have layers of very high R value, very low R value, layers of great strength, poor strength. You get more variability. Variability is not good in a home construction process. You want consistency, much like many things. So this is a consistent product. We know exactly the weight of the Hempcrete, the weight of the lime, the weight of the water. Everything that goes into this we know. So that means we get a more consistent product because we're able to control the density of it. So that is another great benefit. I think that this is also a more familiar process, constructing walls this way. When I think about my experience as a carpenter, I'm not real familiar with setting up forms. Actually, I'm very unfamiliar with it because I'm not a mason. I was a carpenter. So I've never really set up forms and had to pour a whole lot of concrete. It was very rare. So the idea of setting up forms and casting whole walls is just unfamiliar to me. However, building a regular wall with 16-inch on center stud framing is something I could do nearly in my sleep. This is simply just placing a stackable panel to form the insulation and the interior and exterior surface to be plastered in between the studs and building as I normally do. This cuts very easily. I don't have to do anything weird. I can cut it with a regular sawzall, with a wood cutting, or even a metal cutting blade, and I can construct my walls the way I'm familiar with as a builder. So that is another thing. Also, this doesn't require any heavy machinery. I don't need a big mixer. I don't need a tractor. I don't need anything of substantial expense to build with these products. I just order them. They show up on site. I cut them with any regular saw, a skill saw, sawzall you can cut this with, chainsaw even. I need a drill to attach it to the studs, and that is it. So it's a much easier product to use. It's light. This is about 60 to 70 pounds, and it's overall better.